Okay.
Testing 1, 2, 3 for the
50th
time. Hopefully this works.
In case you didn't know, we're doing this ourselves.
We are.
And there was something funky going on with the audio, so just a little troubleshooting over here.
Uh-oh.
Well,
guess
actually,
we'll see.
let's test this one.
Okay.
Well, whatever.
I mean,
just do it.
We'll see. Hi, Charlotte.
Hey, Madeline.
That felt more normal.
Yeah, I didn't have anything. I didn't have anything clever planned.
No.
So it's really just when the spirit moves me. You can't force an artist.
You can't force. That's true.
You can't force an artist to come up with a funnier way to say hello every single time.
It's the artist's way.
Did you ever do that?
I'm in the process of doing it right now.
No way.
I'm doing it right now. I gotta be honest.
Artist way.
No way. I gotta be honest though. There's a lot of tasks for each week. I haven't done them.
Are you doing?
I try my best.
For people who don't know, what is it?
It's basically you journal 3 pages every morning. You read a chapter. It's about like kind of unlocking more creativity to like get out of a creative slump, or you just want to do it to be more creative. And I will say it has certainly helped.
Has it?
I feel like rejuvenated.
That's amazing.
Which is great.
So
but there's a lot of tasks.
Handwrite 3 pages?
Which is rough. By the end of every 3rd page every day, I'm chicken scroll. It is not
you're
words.
Just like whatever.
It's for me. I mean, I'm not going to go look at this again. I'm not going to relook at my
Right,
journal. There's nothing worse than looking back on an old journal.
No, unless you find them from when you were like 11.
That's fine.
But
as an anxious adult, I don't need to read that.
Oh God, absolutely! I just got hives thinking about that.
No.
All right. Well, welcome to this episode of the Sports Gossip Show. We're doing something different, something we've threatened to do for a while.
Yeah, and we're doing it.
It's a mailbag episode. I love when people ask me questions.
Me too.
So this has been really fun to just say on most of these came from Instagram.
Most are from Instagram. Thank you everyone who submitted questions. And if we don't get to your question today, apologies in advance. We'll do another mailbag episode in the future. Mm-hmm. There's just only so much time.
Yeah, only so much.
And only so much talking you can do.
Yeah, I realize that most of our episodes are between 48 and 53 minutes.
They are.
It's like we hit a wall where we're like, okay,
I'm done.
Clearly, if we don't want to hear ourselves anymore, everyone else must be about to tap out.
I also think about is that if we weren't recording this for YouTube, like, or just so people can watch it on video, I would be hunched over every episode in like a ball recording. I'd look insane. I'd look like a gremlin.
We would be on a couch probably.
Yeah.
Which sounds awesome.
That sounds fabulous.
But
maybe sometimes we'll do
there's
that.
no way to like,
because I'm like
for the audio only audience. I'm about to do something.
Okay.
If you're not thinking you're on camera, you're just like
Charlotte's slunched.
Slunched. I keep hitting the table with my chair too. Okay. It's just everything's happening.
It's all right.
But like,
I have to be a little bit more straight.
We're a little bit like we're like mannequins.
We're doing like robot moves at the moment.
It's good normal stuff.
Yeah. Well, should we get into these questions?
Yeah, our episode seems to be recording. So
far, so good. It feels, I was saying to Charlotte before we recorded this upteenth version of this, that this feels like the first time we recorded an episode, which if you're a ride or die sports gossiper, then you will remember our first episode. I'm not kidding. It took us like 10 hours to figure out how to record it.
Probably. Oh, yeah. Because you came over to do it at 10 a.m. And I think we recorded at 3 or 4.
And we were like in the zone. I don't know what was going on.
No, we share an ability to really just tunnel vision focus on something. And then you look up and 10 hours have gone by and you're like, oh my God.
Right. Time flies when you're having fun.
For sure. That's a great way to segue into the first question we got, though.
Yeah.
We got actually probably like 4 or 5 of these, which is here are a few. How or when did you two decide to start a show together? How did y'all meet? How did you meet each other and start a podcast? And have we never told this on our show?
I don't think we've ever told it. Maybe we gave a little bit of an origin story on an early episode, but not really.
Well,
should we get into it?
Yeah.
So obviously, as you know, I have a Substack and Personal Foul all about sports gossip. Bravo and ESPN had a baby. And I started doing kind of collab posts with different writers in the sports world talking about their favorite pieces of sports gossip. And I reached out to Charlotte, I think on Twitter. Wasn't it on Twitter?
Yes.
I think so.
Wow.
And
this is like your dating. So it's like, wait, so who reached out first?
I reached out to you, I think it was in May of 2024. 2024.
No, I think it was
Wait.
April.
Was it?
Because it
April?
was before
right
the
before the
playoffs.
playoffs. Okay, April 2024.
And I had become aware of your Substack. And I was like, oh, this is what I care about.
Locked in.
Yeah. And I was also like, because so much of my career, I used to describe it as like the fringes of sports, because I just didn't have the word for it, to be like, here are the things that I care about or what I do, or, you know, like hanging out with a marching band, or, you know, talking about Tom Brady's social media. I was like, I don't know what you call that. And I saw your newsletter called Sports Gossip. And I was like, well, that's the most brilliant.
Yeah, we got to be
thing.
pals.
So I wrote a thing for you about my favorite gossip, which was that James Harden skipped Joel Embiid's wedding.
Such good gossip.
And I think we were like, I think we just had a really good workflow for something so small. It was like emails back and forth on time, exact every.
Yes.
And we were, I think I was like, we should hop on the phone.
Yeah. So we get on the phone, and we're on the phone for over 2 hours.
Like a good 2.5 hours.
It was like when you're dating someone. It really was.
Yeah.
It was when you're just like gabbing away.
Yeah.
And by the end of it, because I had said to Charlotte, oh, I want to do a sports gossip podcast. And then Charlotte was kind of like, well, wait.
You were like, do you know anyone?
Do you know anyone? Because I didn't want to like impose, because Charlotte's a real sports journalist. And I was like, I don't know if she wants to get in the gossip territory with me, little old me.
And I was like, you were like, do you know anyone? I remember I was sitting right here at this table. And I was like, yes, me. I know me.
And I said, hello, me. You, me? Podcast?
You, me? Podcast?
And so that was it. And then Charlotte and I met in person for the first time in September of last year.
And
which is also crazy.
You know, the analogy to dating, though, like when you're doing a show with someone, it's a long-term relationship.
Yeah.
If you're lucky, which
Right.
I think we will be.
Yes.
And it's this idea of like communication is so important, and being upfront is so important, and being on the same page, wanting the same things, having the same priorities. And I think we both, I remember saying this the first time we talked, where it's like, we're both in our 30s. We both know what we want, but more importantly, we know what we don't want when working with someone. And the fact that we were both just like so upfront and honest about all of it made me, I wasn't freaked out. I wasn't like, oh, I'm going to start a show with someone I don't know and have never met in person.
Yeah.
It was like, oh no, this just like,
it felt natural.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it did. And then we recorded the first episode in September, and the rest is history, I guess.
I was also like, I would be absolutely livid if I saw you do this with anyone else. I mean, not honestly, at you, but like at the fact that I wasn't doing it.
Honestly, there is no one else I could do this with,
same.
truly. And I mean, to the point where Charlotte and I, over time, because we spend so much time together, have realized how many things we have in common, to the point where today I opened the door.
Oh, God.
I had gotten a burger, and I opened the door, and I said, as I'm saying, just call me the Burger Queen.
I said, well, if it isn't the Burger Queen. And I
was like, this is too much.
But we also, like, for the show, it's too much.
It's too much.
For the show, though, I think we also have the same, it's like, we try not to talk over each other. We try to explain to people what's going on.
Yeah.
And those are simple. It seems so simple.
Yeah.
But
it's not so simple.
When it works, it works.
When it works, it works.
Yeah.
We're grateful we found each other, and we're grateful you found us together.
Yeah. Oh my God. It's so crazy.
It's crazy.
Because when we started this, we were like, oh, I think we're on to something.
Yeah.
And then to have people actually listen and like it,
it's wild.
Really amazing.
It's something special.
So that's our villain origin story.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
Another question came from B.S. Melton or B. Smelton.
I like B. Smelton.
B. Smelton.
Sounds like a name of a sandwich.
B. Smelton. Ooh, what
it's
would
like
be
a
on
melt.
it?
It's like a grilled cheese melt. I'm going like bacon.
B. Smelton.
Grilled cheese vibes. Mm-hmm. That's what I'm feeling with that username.
For sure, cheddar.
Ooh, a little Gruyere.
God, I eat so much cheese on a daily basis.
Me too. A little Texas toast school grilled cheese.
Oh my
Ain't
God,
nothing like it.
Oh. My mouth is watering. Sorry. Okay. I won't do that ever again. Okay, so this is a question from B. Smelton. Better Arizona house, Devin Booker or Kliff Kingsbury from the NFL draft? Do you know what this person, he or she is referring to?
I have not seen Kliff's house. I know Devin Booker's house well because in an old newsletter, I talked in detail about how much I love Devin Booker's house.
Okay, so when the NFL draft in 2020 was Here, let me just show you.
Oh.
Here's his house.
Okay. That is a lot of windows. Okay.
It's
Charlotte-
in Arizona. He was the head coach of the Arizona Cardinals at the time.
Okay.
And this was the NFL draft in 2020 when everyone was drafted from home because of COVID. And the Cardinals tweeted out a picture. Everyone's draft room was like in the coach's basement or like with some step and repeat behind them that was like, the name of the team. And then they tweeted out Kliff Kingsbury, who, even if you're watching on YouTube, we can't show you this because that's above our pay grade.
We can't do that.
Of ourselves. One day. But he's sitting on a white couch in a room in a house that has marble floors, huge floor to ceiling windows, this insane outdoor fire pit and like pool structure you can see. And he's sitting there wearing kind of tight jeans that show a lot of ankle, leather shoes, a white quarter zip, and lounging back in his war room, his draft room, is just 2 monitors and a laptop on his coffee table.
He looks like he works in finance and he doesn't have an office at his home. And so he's like, my office is my living room. I work from home. Yeah. Well, always be ready.
Always be
open
ABC,
an Excel
always
spreadsheet.
Be crushing. He looks like someone that Laura Dern's character from Big Little Lies would have had an affair with.
100%.
That's what I get from this.
Also,
from this picture.
In the background, he has a giant, what looks like a cabana and maybe outdoor kitchen. And it looks like something that you would see at a Las Vegas hotel where they're like, you got to pay $5,000 to have this cabana. And the cabana is just like not private at all. It's part of the pool.
And you're like,
why did I pay for this?
And you're like, why would there be a grill here? I don't have meat. I'm at a hotel.
And they're like, oh, we can get you meat. It's going to cost $50 per pound.
Right. And you're like, well, then why am I even in Las Vegas? Which is something you generally ask yourself.
Correct.
When you're in Las Vegas. I'm so honored that I could show this to you for the
Wow,
first time.
I've never seen that. Well, to answer the question, though.
Now I need a refresher on Devin Booker's house. Devin Booker's house. He plays for the Phoenix Suns.
Arizona Suns. That sounds like the name of a baseball team.
It does. Oh, right. Okay. This
one.
Insane. Yeah.
It's chic. The outside of Devin Booker's house is very modern. And wait, actually, ironically, do you think it's kind of in the same development because they have the same windows?
Yes. Hold on a second.
Wait.
Hold on a second.
Those are the same windows.
Okay, so we have some mountains here in Kliff Kingsbury's house. And then
scroll down and see if there are other pool shots. Wait, the fireplace.
Are those the same mountains?
Wait.
Madeline, I think that they are in
They
the
must
same
live in the same
compound.
complex.
I think
my God.
Kliff Kingsbury's Arizona house and Devin Booker's Arizona house, because these mountains are very specific. There's one that's slightly larger than the other, and then the other one is like smaller and longer.
This is a case for the FBI. This 100% looks like the same complex, which is funny because it also proves how much personal style impacts what your actual home looks like. And Devin Booker's interiors, I would say, are the complete opposite of Mr. Kliff's.
1,000. Kliff's is the fanciest version. It's like if someone gave you a menu and it was all like bachelor pad, and the lowest end item is like the lazy boy and then like folding chair with the TV in an empty room.
Yes.
The highest version of that is Kliff Kingsbury's couch, coffee table, and TV above the fireplace.
100%.
But this has to be... Also, get an interior decorator.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know who did Devin Booker's interiors, but they look great. Kind of it weirdly sort of reminds me, well, a little bit. There's this, I love this interior decorating duo, Pierce and Ward.
Pierce and Ward?
Look them up.
Okay, Pierce and Ward.
Fabulous.
Oh, yes.
I actually think they did Dakota Johnson's kitchen. I know. They make
Dakota Johnson's
fabulous
kitchen.
interiors.
Is hers the one with the blue? It has the blue.
The green cabinets.
Whose Architectural Digest house has the blue kitchen tiles?
That might be her. I don't know. All I remember is her blue.
Anyway, yes.
Or her green cabinets. Anyways, niche interior design name drop there. LA interior design.
Oh my God.
Pearson Ward, if you're listening, why don't you design our office?
Pearson,
come to how sick would that be? That'd be so chic. I would die.
And we both lived in rented apartments still. That would be so very chic.
That is
very New York.
That's very New York to be like Pearson Ward did our podcast studio. Not your home.
No.
Just the podcast studio. It's not a lot of square footage, Pearson Ward.
So basically, better Arizona house, Devin Booker,
100%.
but they might be the same house, just decorated differently.
Yeah, 100%. Moving right along.
Yep.
Stephanie with a Y, love that username.
Yeah, really
asked
good.
us, what old sports gossip do you wish you would have had the podcast already to discuss?
Okay, I thought of 3 when I read this. This was a question I got on my Instagram. Obviously, James Harden skipping Joel Embiid's wedding.
Yep.
Because if you don't remember, they were teammates on the Sixers at the time, and James Harden skipped Embiid's wedding when he was mad at the GM of the Sixers, Daryl Morey, who he has a long relationship with. He went to China, called Daryl Morey a liar in China, which someday we'll explain to you if you... Maybe we'll do like a greatest hits.
Yeah, we should do a greatest hits.
And then James Harden was mad at everybody, so he skipped Embiid's wedding to eat burgers with the rapper Bun B.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Really would have loved to talk about that with you in real time.
That's a good one. I think I have 2 that come to mind immediately. Number 1 is when Tiger Woods was caught cheating. Oh, that story at the time when I think that was 2008, 2009. I remember watching that on TV and thinking a bomb was dropped in America or something. I swear it was like the biggest story in the world.
That is such a great point.
Do you know what I mean? I just remember I felt like I was stressed out as a kid watching the news.
I don't think anything had shocked me in pop culture that much up until that time. It was like the Janet Jackson wardrobe malfunction.
Yep.
And then the Tiger Woods, like Elin, what's her last name?
Nordgren
Elin Woods at the time, where she smashed his taillights with a golf club or back windshield or something.
Yeah.
That
one.
That was like, because Tiger Woods, his whole image was like this buttoned up family man.
Right. And then his image was quite literally shattered. And then the other one I would say is more recent is when Larsa Pippen started dating Michael Jordan's son, Marcus.
Oh my God.
That would have been a good one.
That should have been the first thing.
Yeah.
I said.
That would have been
You're
a good
right.
one.
Oh. Larsa and Marcus. Larcus?
Larcus.
Marsa. Sounds like Marsa.
I kind of like Marsa.
Marsa?
Oh, wait. No, that doesn't work.
That's good.
I guess it kind of works.
Yeah, it works.
Yeah, whatever.
Also, when Taylor and Travis started dating.
I mean, my life changed. I mean, literally.
Yeah, it did.
It really did. I don't know if I would have done the podcast had Taylor and Travis not started dating. Because I feel like at that moment was a real clear turning point in media of people paying attention to off the field stories and realizing, oh my God, plot twist. People care about other things besides the completion rate of I don't even know what that means.
Well, you said it really convincingly.
Put me in, coach.
Yeah. No, you're right. That was something where it felt like there was room to play a little bit more too.
Yeah, totally.
In like the formerly very, male, straight-laced, like, here's what we talk about in sports
right.
place, which I had been trying not to do my whole career, but was also like, sometimes I'd walk into press boxes after I wrote a silly story and I would feel like the old reporters would look at me, or not even old, like just anyone who was like, this is serious stuff, would look at me like I had 5 heads.
Yeah, right.
So to see, like, to have your newsletter and then Taylor Swift, and it all just exploded.
It really changed everything.
And here we are. Okay, this is something that I am very excited about because Rachel Ski wrote in, I want some insight from Madeline on how a PR relationship works. And I do too.
I would be honored to answer this question.
And what is a PR relationship?
A PR relationship is, again, alleged. These are all rumors that these happen, but I mean, do with that information what you will. Mm-hmm. It is when 2 celebrities or public figures are set up to date to further their career, enhance their image. Maybe they do really want to hook up, but there's ulterior motives to wanting to date.
Okay.
And so there's been lots of accusations of famous people being in PR relationships for reasons, whether they want to reboot their career, amplify their star status, different reasons.
Do the publicists often come up with this, or is this like a team?
I think it's, from what I understand, again, I'm not an expert.
No. Well,
but I think most of the time it's kind of a team decision. And I've also heard that it's kind of more a PR relationship can exist in the form of a celebrity saying to their publicist, hey, can you connect me with insert famous person here? So it's kind of like the publicist is sort of facilitating a relationship.
Interesting.
Where it could be genuine, but it's like set up it's almost like a publicist is like a matchmaker.
Right.
In some ways.
And
so I think it has varying degrees. It can straight up be, we are dating because we want better press. But it also, I think, can be like they actually are genuinely dating, but they were set up via a publicist.
Wow.
Because it's like, think about it. Some of the most famous people in the world, yes, in early days of Riot, were on Riot because I remember seeing them, and I will not name names. But nowadays, if there's a famous person on Riot, like they're getting screen recorded and people will see it. So I'm like, I guess celebrities also need dating services almost. So like maybe their publicists just kind of act as the middleman.
Man, I would love to become a high profile matchmaker in another life. Oh my God. Can you imagine?
It'd be so amazing.
Also, here's something that we may or may not keep in the podcast after I tell this story, but
okay.
I knew that our show was really popping off when I was at a classical music concert with my mom.
Okay.
And at intermission, I checked my phone, and it's from a name that I was like, I have no idea who this person is. And it was a text that said, "Hey, Charlotte, we matched on Raya in 2018 and messaged back and forth a little bit. Just saw that you popped up on my For You page and wondered how you were doing. Are you still in New York?" And I was dying because I was like, first of all, I'm married.
Correct.
So
goodbye.
Not responding to
Not
this.
responding.
Second of all, I was like, why did I match with this person? And I
Right.
read our text and I was like, not that friendly.
Right.
And we never met up.
Wait,
And
that's so
I was
funny.
like, why was I sort of like giving this guy attitude? I looked him up, Madeline. He was an assistant coach for an NBA team.
Shut up.
The only reason I matched with him was because I was like, maybe he can give me some intel. And then he reached back out in 2025.
Wow. Maybe he can still get us some intel about something. Is he still an assistant coach?
Yeah.
Wow.
Different team.
Wow.
He's moving on up.
Wow. Well, yeah, I will say
So
that
I
is
would-
a sign that the show is doing well if you're getting that text out of the blue.
Yeah.
I mean, that is so random.
I would also like to apologize for matching with someone because they were a coach in the NBA. But
Hey, we all
he
have
seems
our
like a
reasons.
Lovely guy. And, if you have any intel for us, reach out.
DM us. Info at Sports Gossip Show. Wow. Moving right along. Alyssa Davella wants to know, if you could ship one athlete and one celebrity, who would they be?
This is very easy for me because it already happened.
Who?
And I've mentioned her once in this show already today. Laura Dern, one of my favorite actresses, when she dated former NBA player Baron Davis.
Oh, I do love that.
They looked so happy together.
Yes.
It was also, I didn't know Laura Dern knew what sports were.
Right.
So to see her with an NBA player, it was just a beautiful moment.
Okay, that's a great one. Yeah, I don't even think I have a follow-up. That one was really good.
It's cheating because it happened, but I would love it if they got back together.
Yeah. Get back together, Laura Dern. I don't know if you're dating anyone, or Baron Davis if you're dating anyone.
Okay, so this enters the Bill Belichick, Jordan Hudson portion of our mailbag
Of course.
episode. From Bosox0127.
Great username.
Shout out Boston. Will Jordan call plays at UNC because Bill is now the head coach of the University of North Carolina?
Okay, great question. I think she's not going to call plays. She's going to name the place.
Oh, you're so right.
She's going to name
Oh, God,
them.
that depresses me so
She's
much.
going to name them.
She'll be like, this is the bedazzled lobster.
Yes, this is the insert big word here that doesn't quite work.
Oh, my God.
Blitz.
This is the... I'm trying to think of a word.
Overtly enthusiastic blitz.
This is the ethereal route.
Yes. I think she's going to name the place.
I think she will name the place, but she won't be calling plays.
No. K-Dubs10 wants to know, what is Jordan Hudson and Bill Belichick's couple name?
Ooh, this is fun. Jellicheck?
Like Angelicat?
Yeah. Yeah. Are those plush, those fuzzy?
Oh, yes. You know what I was thinking of is in, what's that musical with the cats?
Oh.
I was about to say, what's that musical with the cats? Can you tell I know a lot about musicals?
It's cats.
Isn't there like
cats.
the Angelicat or something like that?
Yes. Wow.
I saw that was strange.
That movie version? Yeah, I didn't see it.
That was weird.
Taylor Swift was in
She
it.
was in it. Yeah, that wins.
Belichick or
Belichick or
Budson?
Budson. Budson's easier to say, but I feel like because Jordan likes big words, Belichick.
Yeah, great.
Yeah.
Well, maybe we'll start bringing that around on our show. Bishop _ Hinajosa 365. What was the best sports game you both attended?
Oh my God.
Not to brag, we've gone to some cool stuff.
Okay. First one that comes to mind. Well, two. Okay. Recent was a Liberty winning championship. That was incredible. It was incredible.
I'm so happy you were there.
The vibes were immaculate. Previously, I think I would say in more recent time was I went to, I think it was a Dodgers playoff game. And it was like one of the longest recorded playoff games ever. Do you remember this? This was like
it went like
3 years ago.
17 innings.
Yeah, we
because
were
the
at
Red
that game.
Sox. You were at that?
We were at that game. It went on forever.
Because that was when
in LA.
they won.
In LA.
They won the World Series.
Wait, no, we didn't go to the World Series.
Oh, playoff game?
No, playoff game.
There's
I wish
one-
if I went to the World Series, I would be talking about that till the end of time. I think it was a playoff game. My husband would remember this.
I know.
It went on
believe you.
forever.
Yeah.
And I was like, are we
Did you
going to win
stay?
this? Yeah, because it was like, you got to stay.
Great.
Seeing a
That's
game
the whole
at
point of
Dodger Stadium is
baseball.
amazing. You got to
I've
stay.
never been.
Oh, it's a great stadium. We used to walk sometimes to games. Fun fact, we live so close.
Good hot dogs, right?
Great hot dogs. Dodger dog.
I would love to go to a Dodgers game.
Yeah. I think in recent memory, that is the game. I'm throwing in my own question too, which I want you to answer.
Okay.
The game I regret not going to
Oh.
is I had the opportunity to get tickets to go see Georgia play in the Rose Bowl. Famous game against Baker Mayfield.
Oh my
was
God.
it Oklahoma?
Yeah.
We won that game that we weren't supposed to win. This was pre us being good era.
Yeah.
And
2018.
yeah, I was unfortunately, actually, ironically, in a wedding. Yeah. And so
What
know.
Georgia fan?
I know.
Did they go to Georgia?
They did go to Georgia. It's okay. I mean, honestly, to their defense.
Was it a New Year's Eve wedding?
It was.
Okay.
So it is what it is.
Do you know why I remember
anyways,
that game so vividly?
there was no way I could have gone, but man, what a great game.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
It's okay. Anyways, I want you to
No,
answer that too.
I remember that game so vividly because it was like I was just starting to get into college football or writing about it.
Yeah.
And I wrote about how obsessed I was with the Rose Bowl because of that game.
It was such an iconic game.
Incredible. So coolest game. I mean, I've been very lucky to go to, like, I've been to most major championships.
Tell the listeners how many Super Bowls you've been to.
7.
7.
And the Super Bowl is, you feel when you're at the game, it is a pain in the ass. It is so hard to get there. It is so annoying.
Yeah.
It is, when I would report on these, I would be there for 10 days. And on the 10th day, there's the Super Bowl. And you're like, I forgot there's even a game.
Right.
And it is, you feel like you're at the center of the universe.
Yeah.
Being on the field at a Super Bowl is like
unreal.
And so I would have to say I was at the 28-3 game. Sorry.
No.
Madeline's a Falcons fan. I'm a Patriots fan, which was honestly like,
I mean, that's a crazy game to be at,
being in the press box for that. The press box is usually very quiet. People don't cheer. People don't like say anything. By the end, like, I remember looking over and this one guy I was sitting near, like he had fallen backwards in his chair and people were like in the press box. It was the loudest I've ever heard a press box because it was like, what is happening?
Yeah, it was crazy.
It was really
that's
cool.
I'll give you that.
I also, though, the most meaningful one for me, I took my mom to a Red Sox World Series game at Fenway.
I just got chills. That's pretty cool.
That was one of the, probably like the most.
How did you get that? Was that
it was
in the press or you just went?
I was covering it, but I was like, I want to take my mom and write about it.
Yeah.
And it turns out the Baseball Writers of America Association has a certain number of tickets that if you're in the press, you can buy at a very, very low rate. I think we got them for like $250. I don't know if they do this anymore. They
should. That's really cool.
It was really cool. And so we just sat in the stands, but I like got to take her onto the field before. And
wait, that's so cool.
You know, this is actually lovely because sometimes I think I can be jaded about sports media in some ways, and thinking about the really cool things I've gotten to do is like,
that's so cool.
That's great.
Yeah. Well, we'll have to do it next year. MLB, if you're listening,
Oh, girl, we're gonna be at so much shit. Oh my god.
I just waved my hands in there. If anyone's listening. No, what game do you? Is there any game you regret not going
to think. There definitely is, and it was definitely like a Boston team that was in something, and I was like, maybe I had like asked them to send me, and the place I worked didn't send me at the time.
Yeah.
But I can't think of one right now. We'll circle back. I'll think.
Circle back.
What else do we have?
Let's see. Nick Commando, great handle.
Great handle.
Wants to know, how did your families get you into sports? I have a 6-month-old daughter, sweet, and want to get her in a healthy way. What a lovely question.
What a sweet question, Nick Commando.
Well, I can answer first. I got into sports because my parents got divorced.
Okay.
And my dad, in typical divorced dad fashion, bonded with his children via sports. But I will say, I learned a lot about sports. I used to watch Sports Center every morning. I watched the 6 a.m. broadcast and then the 7 a.m. broadcast. So I'd watch the top 10 plays at the end of the 6 a.m. and then the news at the top of the 7 a.m., which was pretty crazy as a kid.
I never knew this.
Yeah, I used to do that. So I was obsessed. I love Sports Center, which is funny because I actually think it was like I was getting the like juiciest pieces, which were kind of gossipy, like the top plays.
Big time.
You know?
Yeah.
Stuart Scott.
Oh, unbelievable.
Anyways, RIP to a legend. So that's how I got into sports.
Did you stay into sports?
Yes. And I think I also use sports as a way to flirt with boys.
Yes.
As you do.
Yes, that's the correct answer.
Yeah, you answer and then we can go to the second part of the question.
I got into sports. I think I always had this feeling of I wanted to beat guys at their own game.
Yeah.
Was a big driver for me. Like the boys in 3rd grade I remember we were playing soccer at reset. Like I loved playing sports. I played soccer. I played, Little League. I played I loved being on a team. I loved running around. And my mom loved baseball. And my dad and I would sometimes watch football together, but it wasn't like a huge sports family.
Right.
It didn't.
Yeah, my mom wasn't into sports.
Yeah. And so I think, I remember in 3rd grade, Will McKenney, if you're out there.
Shout out, Will.
We were playing soccer, and the boys at a certain point would always pick up the ball and turn it into football, at which point the girls would sort of fall back, and the boys would just tackle each other. And I was like, not today, Will.
Nope.
And I remember he was running by. He was wearing a Patriots starter jacket, and I grabbed the arm of his starter jacket and threw him down on the ground and sat on him. And I was
Go off.
And so I think that's why.
Wow.
But then I was into Boston teams, but I was from high school, I was really into it in high school, and then college, early 20s, I was sort of I don't know what's going on. And
I was into it in college because I went to Georgia, so college football. But I was not watching Sports Center in college.
Right.
But also similar story when I was in middle school, speaking of boys playing football, it was like a kid's birthday party or something. And the guy who's playing quarterback, I won't name names, but
sorry, I
from
did.
Decatur.
But mostly because I'm
who you are.
that I beat Will McKenney.
You know who you are. He was playing really poorly for even a 7th grader. So they subbed me in. I threw a pass for a touchdown.
Stop it.
I can throw a spiral. Watch out, Tom Brady.
Girl.
Anyway, so I feel like similar story.
I love it.
But the second part of the question, how do you get your kid, doesn't matter gender, into sports in a healthy way?
Oh, I think it's it's the gossip part of it.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's what I love, sitting around and watching something with my parents even today. And I mean, partly because of what we do, but to be so that guy, his dad was, I think
storytelling.
Just watch it with them.
Yeah, just watch it. Find things that they can connect to. And, it doesn't have to be X's and O's. Maybe it is. But
and it
doesn't have to be.
Follow their lead.
Yeah.
If they want to play sports, great. If they don't force
Also
them to,
fine.
because it'll just make them hate it and they won't even watch it with you.
And they'll be resentful of you later. They'll go to therapy and they'll talk to you about it as adults. So there's really no point.
No, none. What a great question.
Great question. Thank you.
Ooh, I love this next one.
What is it?
It's Elizabeth Muldoon, who asks, what do you think Tom Brady's daily routine is?
Oh.
I feel like I know it.
you know it. Do you actually
No.
You know his?
I do not.
You
I
don't.
just feel like he's
In
so
your bones.
predictable.
I think. Here's my prediction. He
Okay.
wakes up same time every day. Still, he wakes up. He has a private chef. He probably wakes up. I think at 6 or 7.
Okay.
6. I'm going 6. My gut is 6. Gets up. He has a pre-workout beverage made by his private chef. Works out in his home gym. And he tries to like almost push himself as hard as he did when he was a professional football player because he's like reliving the glory days, but he really doesn't need to anymore.
Yes.
He's also in just genetically very good shape, I feel like.
Yes.
Then he has a post-workout breakfast, courtesy of his at-home chef. He then takes a lot of shirtless selfies, thinks about what he's going to pin to his Instagram next.
Yep.
He meets with his production team to figure out what he's going to put in his vlog for that week.
Yep.
He doom scrolls on Instagram, checking his ex's, Gisele Bündchen's Instagram. She just had a baby. Wallows in that for a bit. Has probably a performance coach come over to remind him of who he is. And then in the afternoon, he preps for a NFL broadcast. And then evening, I don't know, he's texting some girls, eats another beautiful home-cooked meal, or goes out to dinner and watches Love is Blind on the couch
Yep.
in his cinema room, his
Except
screening
in,
room.
that is his cinema room. That is
Sorry, that was too specific.
No. That is exactly what I was thinking. Only difference is the personal trainer is there with him in the morning too, and it's Alex Guerrero.
Who is that?
His guy who he talks about. He started the TB12 brand with and did the pliability with, and started the business that I think is now merged with a company called No Bull. I don't understand any of it.
Okay.
But that was the main source of drama for a little while with the Patriots because Bill Belichick didn't want Alex Guerrero in the building. It's a whole thing. And the only thing I would change about that is that I feel like he watches whatever sport is on television.
Just like LeBron. LeBron's a big,
Yes.
watches every sport game.
Yes.
I can
think
see that.
Brady's and then if he has the kids, he's just trying to make them love him as much as he can.
And I also feel like on the weekends, he probably goes and plays golf. He likes to play golf.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I think the shirtless selfies, because I feel like there have been a couple times where we've seen on his Instagram story. No, sorry. Forgive me. He takes a picture of his backyard after he works out. And then you're right. He does the shirtless selfies when he does the shirtless selfie.
And sometimes he posts those moody Instagram stories that are set to chick's cover of Landslide when you find out your ex-wife is having a baby with a jiu-jitsu instructor. Oh, man. Okay, moving right along. Samuel Dinsmore wants to know, if you were performing at a halftime show, what would your act be?
Oh, boy.
Okay.
I would try to do a type 5 comedy routine.
You would do your SNL audition?
Yeah, I would do the feet or slow hands bit.
Well, if you listened last week, you would know what that is.
If you don't, I'm not going to do it again.
Well, please don't do it
I
again.
won't.
That's a great one. I think I would do, I would teach everyone how to do a double crochet.
Way cooler than mine.
That's
Way
what I would
cooler.
do. 30 minutes set
Oh, man.
the Laguna Beach soundtrack.
What?
30 minutes. Vibes.
What songs were on that?
Couldn't even tell
Feel
you.
this rain
Just
on
like
your skin. There was
yes,
a
that
Hillary
one.
Duff song.
No one else can feel it for
Was
you.
that a Laguna Beach? Or was that the
That
Hills?
was- Oh, that was the Hills. Wait, did I say Hills or Laguna
You
Beach? I
said
don't even
Laguna
remember what it is.
Beach.
Oh, yeah, I got locked in there for a second. No, but I loved Laguna Beach because all the background music was just like, it's like music on Love is Blind. It's like, I'm walking on the beach. And it's like a shot of a kid walking on the beach.
Yeah.
You know, it's always like related to what they're
It's
doing.
like, don't touch the flame or you'll get burned. As
Yeah.
someone's like breaking up.
Right.
Yeah.
Or they're like at a bonfire and they break up.
Right.
Yeah, beach
Yeah,
bonfire.
sorry, it has to be more literal.
Yeah,
It has
yeah.
to be more literal.
That's what I would do.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm going to amend mine. I would do floral arranging.
Chic.
I would give everyone in the stands the same bundle of flowers and then teach them how to arrange
That
them.
would be so peaceful.
And I say this as someone who doesn't even know how to do that.
You
I
know-
just have started making floral arrangements more recently.
I think I've only done one floral arranging class, and it was when I lived in Japan, and it was like in middle
that must
school.
have been incredible.
I mean, I think, to be honest, I didn't appreciate it because I was in middle school.
Right.
So I was like, this is lame. Now I'm like, sign me up to a 12-week course.
Oh, please.
I'm there.
Yeah. Okay. Wow. So, McKenna winner, do you think we'll get a Tayvis engagement this year?
I said last year we would get one, and we didn't. But I do feel like we'll get one this year.
Same. I feel like they already could be engaged.
Yeah.
I think it's a question of announcement, right?
Announcement. I think it's just announcement.
I think we'll get it this year.
Yeah, I think so too.
How do you think they'll not? Do you think she'll just be seen out with a ring on?
Or she'll post an Instagram post that's just like a black and white shot, or using that filter she always uses. Right. She has like a Taylor Swift photo filter.
Yeah. With the crackly.
Yeah. It's just kind of like sepia tone sort of colors.
Yeah.
Saturation. It's going to be one of those, I think. Okay. I don't know if it'll, I feel like, well, I don't know. She does use paparazzi to, her advantage at times. So maybe, that's a good thought.
I think she'll have a emerald cut.
I would love that because I think it'd be twins.
I think it's going to be a square.
Oh, a square? I could see a square. I could see a square. Emerald?
It's going to be, not an emerald cut, but it's going to be.
Well, it could be a square. They make like emerald cut diamonds, I feel like, or is that just a square diamond? I don't know. I'm not a gemologist.
It's going to be slightly off, slightly different from what you think your idea of an engagement ring is. And I say that with admiration.
It's not going to be a Jessica Seaton ring. If you know, you know. Do you know those rings?
No.
Oh, fabulous. I love her rings.
I'll have to check them out.
Check them out.
All right. Ashley M3 wants to know, what's your beauty routine?
I've never been more honored to answer this question. Is there another sports gossip podcast, or sports podcast for that matter, out there that's going to answer this question?
Find me one.
We'll wait. Can't find it.
Didn't think so.
My beauty routine. Well, I guess what aspect? I'll start with skincare, I guess. Should we start with that?
Yeah.
Okay. I have acne, so I'm the queen of skincare products. And mostly what I use now are products from Sophie Pivot. Shout out to Sophie. She casually does Lorde and Zendaya, among other famous, beautiful people. So I feel honored to be in her space sometimes. But she makes this mandelic acid serum that's amazing. It's a gentle resurfacing for texture on your skin, but it does not cause irritation.
Okay.
It's fabulous. I use that in the morning. I wash my face with her clean thing. It's called like super clean cleanser. It's in a green bottle. Gel cleanser, doesn't strip your face. Fab. And then what I have been using is a Vanna cream moisturizer.
Yes.
Only because I was actually waiting for Sophie to release her new Rich moisturizer, which I luckily got like a sample full thing of and used it to literally the last drop. So I'll be purchasing that this weekend to have that. And then obviously sunscreen. I use Beauty of Joseon, which, can we talk about sunscreens for a minute? Because Korean sunscreens, European sunscreens, so much better. Justice for those sunscreens. I just bought 6 of the Beauty of Joseon ones because apparently the U.S. is like changing the regulation. Oh, it's the best sunscreen. I'll send it to you.
Is it Korean?
It's so good. Yes.
Okay.
It's thin.
I need to wear sunscreen more. I'm bad about wearing sunscreen.
You don't wear sunscreen?
Not every day.
Charlotte, that's the only thing you should do.
Well,
really. Wear sunscreen. Yeah. Wear sunscreen, kids.
I mean,
that's my skincare routine. In the morning, at night, it's basically the same. I don't do the Mandelic. I use Sophie. She has like a benzoyl peroxide mask. I'll do short contact.
Oh my God.
And then I will wash it off. And then I do my Omnilux red light mask pretty much every night.
And
that's my vibe. It sounds high maintenance, but it's really not. It's pretty simple.
No, it sounds like the work of
but
an
it used to be
artist,
crazy.
of someone who has really figured out what works.
It's like the Tom Brady of skincare.
Yeah.
I really like locked it down because before, when I had, oh my God, I had like the worst hormonal acne. I use this line called Face Reality, which is like the least sexy products. They're just like acne. It's like proactive type products.
Right.
Which, who wants to use those?
Right.
Thank God I don't have to
Well,
use
you're glowing.
I'm glowing. Could you imagine if we could get a sponsor to get us free like Fraxel laser treatments? I would die.
I don't know what that is.
Charlotte. Microneedling?
I don't know.
Microneedling with PRP?
I don't know. I mean, I've read about
Clear
it.
and Brilliant?
Yeah. I've never
Morpheus
done
8?
it.
That's controversial. Don't do that.
I don't want to say mine after you just said all that.
I feel like I can guess what yours is.
What is it?
Okay, I think in the morning, you wash your face with water.
No.
Oh, you do use... Okay.
Yeah, I'm not that bad. Okay. Oh my God. Do you think I'm an animal?
Well, you sounded like you were about to say you don't use anything.
No, it's like I wash my face with a washcloth and like the CeraVe hydrating stuff.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah. Okay.
And then I put on, I guess it's not that bad. I put on the just like La Roche-Posay hyaluronic acid.
Fab. Great.
And then I should put on my lotion with sunscreen in it.
You should.
I do most days, but not every day.
You should do
and
it
then
every
I
day.
put on sometime like in the winter this stuff Marin, which is amazing, which is made in Maine, and it is made from lobster shells. Well, I mean they're called glycoproteins, and because lobsters can regrow limbs, and it like helps your skin regenerate itself, and it's amazing.
Charlotte very kindly gifted me a lip product from them, and I'm obsessed with it.
Isn't it amazing?
It's so good.
It's the best.
It's great.
And then at night, I kind of do the same thing, but I should use a retinol.
You should, yes. But there are other things you could do. You honestly, if you're like, I don't want to do that, you could just get like a laser a couple times a year if you really don't want to. I mean, dermatologists and estheticians would say your at-home routine really is what seals the deal, because going in to just like fix a problem every 6 months is probably not a great solution long term.
Yeah,
But those lasers can help.
What is they said? It scares me.
You have good skin
The
though.
idea of a laser scares me.
Talk to me if you're considering
Okay.
it. Related to your skincare though,
Yeah.
what's your hair routine? I'm just asking.
Oh,
this.
hair routine. I just wash it with the Moroccan oil hydrating
Great.
stuff like every other day or every 3 days. If I'm feeling lazy.
Yeah.
And then I use that new
Oh yes, the one we
leave-in
talked about
conditioner I got
last week.
and then
Yeah.
I'll blow dry it or not.
Great.
What's
Great.
yours?
I use the Davines line.
Oh, I love that
Davine
stuff.
Davines.
Yeah.
The purple one. I do want to try the Roz hair. I've been seeing that online. It looks good.
haven't seen
But then
that.
I always just go back to the Davines one. I wash my hair like once a week because I have so much hair and my hair looks kind of insane when I wash it. So I try to avoid it.
It always looks beautiful.
And then I use that Crown Affair leave-in conditioner. And then they also sell like a texturizing mousse, like air dry mousse situation that I also like.
beautiful.
So I use those.
Should we do clothing while we're at it?
Why not? Oh my God.
This is fun.
Fabulous.
This is like a girly
This
lifestyle.
is like girl
Yeah.
talk.
Oh my God, I love it.
If there are men still listening, we appreciate you.
Yeah, and these are all great gifts to get for
For your significant other.
yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like I just buy like a couple really nice Rachel Comey pieces a year.
Oh, yes.
And then get like vintage tees or like great sweatshirts or
Yes.
I like AYR. I like
Oh,
their
yeah.
button downs, Frank and Eileen button downs.
Love a Frank and Eileen.
B-side jeans.
I need to get a pair of B-sides.
They're really good.
Yeah. They seem kind of nice.
We'll get them when we start making money off the
Yeah.
show.
Give us money.
Yeah.
Those are all great lists. I would add, I wear a lot of Frank and Eileen button downs. I love my new Baba sweater. Posted a whole Instagram post about it. Just because I felt like I looked good
You looked great.
in my new sweater.
You did.
I love that sweater so much. Now I want
Such
some more.
a beautiful color.
Love it. And then really the item I wear the most, which are ungodlyly expensive. So, take this suggestion
Right.
with a grain of salt. There are lots of dupes. Are these pants by a brand called High Sport? I'm wearing them right now. I wear them all the time.
Yeah,
I love
but
them
look,
so much.
I am of
They're
the belief
stretchy.
I'm
I love 'em.
big time outfit repeater.
Yeah.
I think it's very chic to wear because your clothes become a part of your personal style.
Exactly.
It's hard to have the same style if you're constantly wearing different stuff.
Exactly.
It's more sustainable, although sustainability should not be on the consumer. It
No.
should be on
These
massive
corporations.
Yeah, but
that's a whole different
whatever.
podcast.
But I do think that spending money, if you're able, on one thing that you wear a ton,
Yeah.
is in the long run the same as buying a lot of other things that you decide you don't like.
I agree. I mean, I'm wearing these pants with a sweatshirt I think this is from Old Navy. So
Yeah, high low.
high low, do with that information what you
I'm
will.
wearing a Patagonia fleece I got probably 20 years ago.
Great. Fabulous.
So,
Here we are.
wow.
Wow.
Okay, dream collab? I don't even know what that would be.
Oh, dream collab.
I mean, like, what in what sense?
Okay, I would love to do. I feel like what would be really fun is if we did like a collab with a league or something, and we got to cover, like, we had a segment or something covering off the field, off the court, stories about the teams playing. It was almost like what is it called? What's it called when they do reporting during a game? Like
Sideline
game reporting.
Reporting?
No, like broadcast, like
Just the broadcast.
reporting. Like, what if we had a secondary broadcast that we could do where we're
Yes.
talking about what's happening?
Yes.
Wouldn't that be fun?
Say no more. With
No one steal this
details
idea.
about these people's personal lives.
No one steal it? because
Well,
it's our idea.
If we see you doing it worse
We'll
than
know
we would do it,
We'll
we'll
know.
know where you got it.
know.
And
What about
then
you? What
I
would
don't
you
know
do?
what we'll do about it, but
I don't know what we'll do. We'll call our attorney.
I love that. That's a dream of
That'd be
ours
fun.
on this show. I mean, look, clothing wise, if Rachel Comey wants to do something,
That would be fab. Rachel Comey.
maybe,
Well, interesting. Maybe.
Also, I had one.
You had one.
I had a really good one. I'll say it next week when I remember.
Also, I want to do something with tennis. Like
The
Wimbledon,
US
US Open. I've been to Wimbledon and the US Open. They're just so fun.
you know
chic.
what? I'm going to put this out
like
into
a
the
box.
universe.
Like, can we have a box?
Roland Garros, the French Open.
Just picture it. We'll look very chic. Right in our Rachel Comey outfits,
my
matching outfits.
Oh my God.
We could have a box. We can invite some like cool Europeans.
Look, girls can dream.
Girls can dream.
You can be anything you
can. That's the conclusion of this episode. You can be anything you set your mind to.
Can you? Might call him. Okay, this was really fun. We should do
This
this
was so
again.
fun. Thank you everyone who submitted questions. We really appreciate it.
Loved it.
And as always, like, subscribe, rate, review. Yeah, I don't. That's all I got.
And tell your friends.
Oh yes, always important.
Follow us on YouTube.
Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Sports Gossip Show. We hit 10,000 followers on Instagram. I don't think we said that.
No, we didn't.
No.
10,000 on Instagram, 11.5
Yep.
on TikTok.
Yep.
Which, not to toot our own horn as we're wont to do, but it is hard to do that when we're the only people working on the show.
Correct.
In a matter of months.
It is crazy.
So,
Just saying.
anyway. If you don't advocate for yourself, who will?
Who will? Amen.
Okay.
Okay.
Bye.